guys, welcome to my video. I am going to be going over brushes today. So I feel that everyone needs to know what these brushes are for, and they need to also be using brushes. So I have about 8 brushes here that I'm going to be going over very quickly, just to kind of give you an idea of what they're for, how I use them. You are going to not only find them in my professional kit, but you're also going to find them in my personal makeup bag. So let's get started. So my first favorite is going to be a kabuki brush. So these brushes are going to be perfect for foundation. I love these 2 brushes. One is going to be a stippling brush, if you can see. So you're going to see 2 different fibers, and this is going to give you more of a light coverage, because what happens is the white bristles are just going to pick up a little bit of product, and you'll be able to just buff it into your skin. So liquid, cream, or powder can be used with this brush. Just remember, it's going to be a lighter coverage, nothing too heavy. You can of course build it on, but if you're going to want more of a natural finish, this is going to be your brush. Now this is my favorite. I love it. It's by Real Techniques as well. It's going to be a little bit more dense. It's going to pick up a lot more product. So you're going to get more of a medium to full coverage, obviously depending on the foundation that you're using. But it's going to be good for liquid and cream. You can do powders with them, but keep in mind, because it is so dense, it's going to pick up a lot of product. You might not be able to blend it out with this brush, but you can definitely like place the product and then go back in with a more fluffy brush and just blend it out. Here is just your typical powder brush. This is going to be good for just setting in general, like setting powders. You can do creams with them, but they are going to be a little bit lighter coverage because it is so fluffy. It's not going to pick up very much product. This would be great for doing any setting under your eyes, any blush. So this is awesome for just pretty much everything. This is a must-have and a staple in any makeup bag. So then you're gonna have the blush brushes. These 2 are a little bit different, if I could see. So these 2 are my favorite, if you can see them and focus them in. Okay, there we go. So these 2 are my favorite. This one I love because how it's tapered. If you notice, the end of it is a little bit more pointed. So it's gonna be a little bit more tapered. So you're gonna be able to kind of pinpoint, like if you're doing any concealing, contouring, or even just placing your blush, this is the perfect brush. This is what I use to do my mulberry, which is what I love to use for blush. I also have my blushsense, which this one's chocolate cherry, but this is my favorite too. But I use those as my blush very often, and this is the brush that I use. So you would pretty much go and it's go just like this, and it's so perfect because it's not too large, whereas this might be a little bit too large for blush, but this one is nice because it gives you a little bit more precision. If you are contouring, even like let's just say doing a contour with mocha java, or even garnet or the bronze blushsense, you can also do like a nice contour, and it's not going to be too large. This one is by MAC. This is such a great brush. It's very soft. It's going to be contour at an angle, so it's going to be good for contouring. It's going to be nice for just chiseling out your cheekbones, and also awesome because you can turn it around and just use the point to place your blush and then blend it out. So that is an awesome brush to have. Now, moving along, we have the foundation brushes. These come, I have 4 different sizes of these foundation brushes, but believe it or not, I use them all because they are for different uses. So obviously this one's the largest one. This is by MAC. But the larger foundation brush is going to be great for doing all of your foundation, doing your entire face foundation. It also is very dense and flat, so it's going to press that foundation into your skin, so you are going to get more of a fuller coverage opposed to using a stippling brush and getting the lighter coverage. So this is really good if you do want the fuller coverage, use a flatter, more dense brush, and then that's what you'll get. So this one's really, really great for doing all over your face. Now, I would not do all over your face with something smaller. These are gonna be more for concealing. You are gonna wanna do under your eyes with these. Notice this one is they're gonna be a little bit more pointy, so it's like perfect for right under your eyes. And then this one is gonna be awesome for pinpoint concealing, meaning really teeny, blemishes, imperfections. You can use this. And all of these colored ones are by Real Techniques. I love that company because they come in sets, they're color coded, and they're so inexpensive. So pretty much you can find them at a lot of different stores, Target, Ulta, and they usually have like the full variety. So it's a win for me in my book because you're not breaking the bank buying those, and they are really great quality brushes. So we're gonna jump into eye brushes. I love these, the blending brushes. My first and favorite blending brush was the 217 by MAC. Let's see, can you see it? There we go. So it's gonna be a little bit fluffy, but not too fluffy. And it's gonna have more of a tapered end. So it's going to pick up the product, place the product, and give you the perfect blending ability. Real Techniques has one that is very similar, almost identical. See, just like that. And I love using this brush. This brush, along with my more flat brush, these two are like my go-to eyeshadow brushes, because what I'll do is, like, for instance, today I have on bronze shimmer all over my lid, and then I went in and I took this brush and just shaded it out, and it gave me like the perfect, quick, a smoky eye. So this, what I did is I put a little dot on the back of my hand, picked it up and put it all over my lid on both eyes, and then I went back in my crease and I just softened that crease. So these two are like my go-to. So a nice flat application brush for your eyes, and then the blending brush just to kind of soften those edges. And I'm just going to show you, I did a little test on the back of my hand. So this brush was actually, so this color is Garnet. And what I did is I picked up a little bit of the color, and then, if you could see, I pretty much just spread it on my hand so you guys can see the coverage that it gives. It gives a very, very full coverage. It's not gonna give you much blending ability, but then what I did is I took Garnet and I applied it with this brush. Now this brush, notice the edges are a lot softer. It's gonna give you a softer edge, so it's gonna be perfect for smoking out any edges, doing your crease, because obviously you don't want a hard crease. You want a softer crease when doing like a look like this. And then another brush that I did this very last bottom line with was a precision detail brush, or what we like to call a pencil brush. So it's very small, but notice you still have Garnet on there. But what I did is I smoked out a line just like that. So it's gonna give you a softer edge, but the beauty of it is it's so tiny, so it goes right under your eye, right under your lashes. It's perfect because it gives you the eyeliner look without being too harsh. So I just took, I like to take Garnet and a little bit of Mocha Java, mix it together, and I put it right under my eye, and I smoke it out with this precision brush and get right under there, and it gives me like the perfect smoky eye, and it brings it all the way around. So it's not where I have to do eyeliner on the bottom. I just take this, smoke it out a little bit, and perfect smoky eye. So those are the different looks and different like blending ability that these brushes have. So this, again, it's gonna pack that color on, then you're gonna go right behind it with a blending brush, and just shade it out. And then you're going to take the more precision brush to give that really, really skinny but blended line. And then of course we have our liner brushes. These are awesome because they're gonna give you a really, really skinny eyeliner line. If you can see those, perfect. And then you can also do your liner with angle brushes. So a lot of people like to do that because it gives that perfect like winged liner, but you can also do your brows with this because it's going to give you that nice arch and the skinny tail end. So this brush I thought was the neatest thing. I love it because, and it's by NYX. So this one is going to have, I can get it to focus. There you go. So this is going to give you that perfect just angle to your brow, and then also on the other end it's going to be a spoolie, so you would pretty much go in, and I actually use garnet with a tiny bit of mocha java in my brow, because a lot of times garnet is a little bit too warm on my skin tone, so mocha java is a little bit more cooler. And I'll show you, this is garnet and this is mocha java. So garnet's going to be a little bit too red, too warm, whereas mocha java is going to be cooler. So I mix the two together. It's literally 2 dots on the back of my hand, and I mix it together, and that gives me the perfect brow color because it's just going to be cool. I have some highlights in my hair along with my natural black hair, so this is the best color for me. And then what I do is I take this spoolie and then brush it out, and we're good to go. 2 other products that I wanted to show. This one, if you have not used it yet, this is the Natural Translucent Loose Powder by SeneGence. It is amazing. I love it. The only thing is this brush is a little bit tough. This brush, I love it because it's so easy, compact, and you just shake it. And ladies, if you have not used this yet, you have to get it. It's so, so good. They have 3 different colors. This is Silver Rose, I believe, and then the bronze, and then the natural. I have the natural because I love it to keep in my makeup bag. I use it to set my makeup, even though our foundation doesn't need to be set. I still like that more of a finished kind of matte look. But this is going to be great because you just shake it, and then you'll see like the product actually come to the top here, and you're just going to put it right under your eyes, you know, down your T-zone. You don't even need to put it all over your face, but it's just gonna set your makeup, give a little bit more longevity. And then, but the only thing is the brush is not the softest brush.
It's like kind of hard.
So what I would suggest is you can go on either Amazon, and I've seen it at Sephora too, and a lot of makeup sites have it too, where they're like little powder, I mean, you can even use, like, recycle from another company, where they're like little powder cups that you can take the top out. There's like little holes, and you can seriously take this apart, pour it in there, and use that. If you have not tried it, you need to get it, but I love it. So anyways, so yes, this is wonderful. And then the bronze and the silver rose is so pretty because they have a little bit more of a shimmer. Spring and summer's coming up, so those are like, gotta get your hands on them. Bronze, it's like a no-brainer, you know, just to do a little contour, a little bit of highlight to your skin with the silver rose, and like you're good to go. You're gonna be glowing on the beach. So and then another thing I found, I love this thing. I have always use a beauty blender, you know, the pink egg-shaped sponge. So that thing is awesome. It's great, but it's $20, and it's one of those things, it's like, okay, $20 on a sponge, if you have to, you know, replace it, that's like almost $80 a year that you're spending on that. So that's a lot just for a little sponge that my son actually bit the tip off of my beauty blender when he was really tiny, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's horrible. But so this one is a diamond shaped sponge. It is by Real Techniques. It's only $9.99, so $10. And it has the same bounce and the same like shape in your hand. So it's awesome because even though it does have like that really sharp tip, you'd think, oh my gosh, you know, that thing's gonna break off. But really it is pretty awesome because it really gets like perfectly right under your eye. You can get so close to your eye, and also it's awesome for pinpointing like little blemishes. Let's just say if you have a blemish here, like right here, you can get it without having to mess up any of your other makeup. So I love this thing, and it fits perfectly in your hand. So I can turn it around here, get under my eye, and then all of these edges here, the faces of it, it's like it just presses right into your skin. And also this flat edge is awesome for just larger areas of your skin if you're wanting to set or anything like that. But this can be used wet or dry. So you want to make sure when you get this, you do wet it, because what's going to happen, it's going to soak up all that water, because instead of soaking all of the product in. If you obviously are going to be using it with powders, you're going to want to use it dry. But if you are planning on doing foundation, which typically is what I use it for, I wet it, get all the excess water out, and then I put my foundation on there, and I just, you know, place it on my skin, then press it in my skin, and it gives the perfect coverage, and it's not going to be too heavy. It blends it out really nicely. Whereas if you did not wet this first and you just put your liquid foundation on there, it's just going to soak right into the sponge, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to waste any product. So, but yes, this thing is awesome. I got it from Ulta. I'm sure they're going to be popping up at other places that do carry Real Techniques, but if you can get your hands on this one, or if you've used a beauty blender before, I would seriously give this thing a shot. I love it. And there's other ones that I have used, but they always end up being a little bit too hard, so they don't have that bounce, and that's what you want. You want the sponge to bounce back so that it presses into the skin, and it doesn't just like smear it on there, you know. So yes, so anyways, so this is awesome, and diamonds are a girl's best friend, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You got some tips and a little bit more knowledge on brushes. If there are any questions that you have, feel free to comment below. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm going to be doing some awesome videos, quick looks, day looks, night looks, even just tutorials on and getting ready with me. So if there's any suggestions or anything you want to see, feel free to reach out to me. You can message me personally, or even just comment, and I will be sure to address it. So have a great one, and see you soon.